And welcome back to our live webinar with none other than Dr. Jaclyn Lee of SUTD. And once again, I'd like to remind our participants here in the Zoom room, to type in your question at the Q&A box. And for our viewers and participants who are using the platform Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, you may type in your question at the comment section, and our technical team will forward it to us. For the Q&A, we'd like you to, if you're a Zoom participant, please type in your question or click the raise hand button so we can see you virtually at least and hear your question personally from you. For our Facebook and YouTube live viewers, type in your question at the comment box. And before we move on, I'd like to greet our participants from Albay, Bacolod, Baguio, Batangas, Benguet, Cavite, Cebu, Davao, General Santos City, Ilocos Sur, Iloilo City, Laguna, Lapu-Lapu City, Panglao Island, Puerto Princesa City, and Quezon Province. Speaking of Quezon Province, happy fiesta to those who are in Lucban, Quezon right now. Happy fiesta. Now, we would like to, before we move on to the Q&A portion, greet a very happy birthday. Ma'am Lerlyn Joanna Darna, happy birthday!
Happy birthday celebration, party night, we feel the vibration. Life's a ride, we're feeling alright. We're dancing till the morning light.
From
Happy birthday celebration, everybody
family wish you health, happiness, and of course, love and joy in this time of pandemic. So, Dr. Jaclyn Lee, are you ready for the questions?
Yes.
So far, we
set.
have 6 lined up. And some more from the other platforms. Anonymous attendees asking, how do we manage employees who push for career development during this time of pandemic?
I think that's if you ask me, there's nothing wrong to ask for career development, even during this period of pandemic. But of course, I think as HR leaders, we have to manage expectations. If your businesses are barely affected by COVID-19, then it's a bit challenging to try and think about career development at this period of time. But you need to tell your high potential employees that you value them, and that while you would like to really develop them in the long term, and in the short term, while the businesses are being disrupted, you still value them. So you have to continue to show them that you care and that they are important to the organization. Recently, we just finished a 1.5 years leadership training program for our employees for the high potential group. And I just spent in fact an hour with them over the virtual platform, talking to them, encouraging them, and just valuing them for their services. So I think you have to continue with their high potential to talk to them, but you need to temper and manage their expectations. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jaclyn Lee. From another anonymous attendee, what strategy is best for learning and growth perspective who aims for culture building as a result?
So in terms of culture development, that's a good question. There are a lot of things you can do. When we were trying to, moving in our culture journey to encourage a culture of innovation, we really started by doing a lot of, engagement on the ground. So training cannot be isolated in just providing training, but it must go hand in hand with engagement and participation. So your employees must feel that they are part of the organization. They can contribute their ideas for change. You need to create a climate for idea generation. At the same time, learning needs to be in bite sizes. I don't believe today's world, that you do a one-time training program. Try and design your courses in bite sizes. Sometimes it's by using digital platforms. It could be even a half an hour learning session. Buy apps, use apps, to promote learning, and try and create the kind of learning environment within your organization through various types of digital platforms and bite-sized learning. I think that's the best way to learn during this period of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. From Raya Claudette Sarile, as HR leaders, how do we influence the operations leaders to balance their need to deliver results while ensuring well-being of their team members?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It's a very tricky question. If you are in a business that that is really going through a very hard time during the pandemic, more so, I think you need to get your leaders and your managers to understand that while they are under severe pressure by the business to deliver results, that people matter. So, what I do a lot in my organization and in my previous jobs, I used to work for SUTD, which is 30,000 size employee organization, and we have a lot of ground operations. And really, you have to equip your supervisors, train them. You have to mentor the supervisors to be mentors to their people. Give them the skill set to be able to work with their people. That you're not going to achieve results by knocking people on their head. In fact, in today's world, collaboration, encouraging idea generation is the way forward to be able to achieve results. So if the operations, you're under severe stress to deliver results, the more so you got to have employee engagement. So as HR leaders, let's continue to try and get our leaders to be good coaches, good mentors that can guide their people to deliver and perform in a non-threatening manner. So do coaching, do mentoring.
Thank you for that. We need to be more of mentors than bosses. We need to be more of coaches than bosses. Liza Lacanlalay, what could be a good strategy that would ensure that submissions will not be missed by each team aside from constant communication and update?
Wow, so submission as in submitting to an authority?
Submitting the report or the work output.
Okay, so the question is, how do you balance submission with, what's the second part?
It could be because Liza is asking for more strategies aside from constant communication and update.
Oh, okay, understand. More strategies on top of communication. I think this really have to do with your business operations. So what I do to achieve results is, I develop a lot of long-term and short-term goals. So long-term goals, it's your organization strategy, but you need to be able to translate your organization strategy into breakable goals. So for example, we have a 5-year plan. I take my 5-year plan and I break it down into digestible portions. So for example, in HR, we say that, okay, we have to be the top university in the world, for example, in certain number of years. So in order to be the top, I have to do these 3 or 4 things very well. So I bring in my various teams to say that L&D, you need to do this, equip people with skills. We need to make sure C and B plan out programs to attract, compensation to attract. My resourcing has the good employer branding strategy to attract top talents. I have to make sure that I have a good system to be able to capture data. My analytics team continue to look at why are people leaving, analyze trends. So, and in the operational unit, you've got to be very clear that, for example, if I need to achieve certain goals, and during this period of pandemic, certain things can be done, certain things cannot be done. I need to break it into breakable steps. I find what is very useful is the balance scorecard. So if you have a very clear balance scorecard, you actually can break your goals down into cascade into very bite-sized, into breakable format so that you can actually execute your goals. So the idea is that you cannot just set a goal and not do tracking. So for example, for us, we set goals and I do quite clear, we track on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, quarterly basis to make sure that we have achieved or attained our milestones. So do it in this way, breakable format, and cascade down from your strategy down to your operational goals.
Thank you, Doctor. From an anonymous attendee, hi ma'am. My question is about termination of probationary contract. Is retrenchment applicable for termination of probationary contract or can be terminated once the contract is expired? Any suggestion? Thanks.
Okay, again, I think this, these are questions that relates very much to your employment laws in your respective countries. For example, in Singapore, you can actually terminate a probationary contract by giving notice. So, for example, the notice period under probation is 1 month. We pay off by giving 1 month's salary in lieu of notice. So, Singapore, we do it this way. When contract is expired, yeah. So the question is quite interesting. Can we terminate once the contract is expired? Of course, you can. Yeah. Okay.
That's true. Thank you, Dr. Jaclyn. Anonymous attendee is asking, hi, Dr. Lee, can you give us some ideas on employment engagement that has no cost involved at all? I see a lot of virtual e-games for team building and virtual cooking contests, but maybe you have something in mind that is unique. Thank you.
There are a lot of ideas for engagement, that doesn't cost money. You can find a lot of this kind of, free platforms on the internet, apps that are available readily. But of course, things that don't cost money, it's basically a certain limitation to what you can do. For us, we use a lot of quite interesting platforms to engage our employees. And I found that, for example, if you have Microsoft, right, you can design Microsoft forms, simple forms that you can send out to, to the community to find out how they're doing. Virtual, I think I've suggested exercises. I've suggested ideas such as virtual birthday. And also another interesting idea is to get everyone to, maybe within your team, get everyone to write something nice they think about the other person. And when you're in the Zoom platform, you can actually share and say, I think I like this person because I think this person has a certain skill set. So we do this kind of interesting things. We write something nice and we flash it on the Zoom platform to show that we appreciate one another. So these are just some suggestions. Hope you find useful.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Jaclyn Lee. They will not only be entertaining, those activities will also be uplifting the spirits and morale of the participants and the team. And for our last question, Dr. Lee, Jane the Arol is asking, good day, Dr. Jaclyn. Can you suggest an effective performance tool which is appropriate for work from home employees, wherein employees will be evaluated by results and not through time worked? Thank you.
So I think I shared that there are a couple of things you can do. Of course, for those of you who are familiar with the balance scorecard, it's actually very effective. I use the balance scorecard to actually cascade organizational goals and operational plans into breakable, tangible outputs that my team need to accomplish. And then we have a monthly department meeting where we have quite clearly preset goals and everyone reports on what they have done. So that's how we do the tracking. If you do not have a tool such as balance scorecard, do not worry. I think you can look at your organizational goals, take those organizational goals and see how your department needs to support success of the organizational strategies through certain things they're doing. So I think most of you are in the HR department. So align your strategy, your CMB, your L&D strategy, your resourcing strategy to the goals of the organization. So if your organization strives to be the number one, in the area of, for example, service, providing a service, then you want to make sure you hire employees that are strong in customer service. You want to be able to compensate people who display customer service skills. Or if your organization, like in my last organization in SUTD, it's operational excellence. So we always make sure that people, we measure productivity by punctuality, by absenteeism, making sure that customer satisfaction is at least 99.9%. So I think you need to be very clear and crisp in how you want to measure this kind of goals. Tag everyone to at least a very clear KPI that is tagged to organization strategy, so that when you are working with your teams virtually, you are able to do this kind of tracking on a very minute level, and especially at a mid and long-term level. Thank you. I hope that answers the question.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Jaclyn Lee, for those techniques, strategies, ideas, information that you've shared with us in the past hour. You know what? I was able to jot down 5 pages of very important notes in just 40 minutes of your talk. And you know what? I could only imagine how much more we can learn if we sit under your tutelage for an 8-hour program. With that, thank you so much, Dr. Jaclyn Lee. And before we let you go, we'll ask you for the takeaway. If there's 1 minute, or we call it the takeaway, not only from our participants and for our participants, but also from you and for our viewers right now. Dr. Jaclyn Lee, if there's one thing you'd like us to think about before we sleep tonight, what would that be?
So I have 3 words for you. All of us, let's continue to unlearn old habits. Things that we need to unlearn, old habits, old ways of thinking. Let's continue to learn continuously new things, what is happening, the new trends, new ideas, and continue to relearn. So unlearn, learn, and relearn.
Wow. With that, everybody put your hands together for Dr. Jaclyn Lee.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jaclyn Lee, for your generosity, for doing this and not only upskilling us, but building our morale and spirit collectively as a Filipino people and as HR practitioners and as Asian HR practitioners as well. More power to you and more success to you and the launching of your new book. And we can't wait to read it and have our hand on it. Thank you so much, Dr. Jaclyn Lee, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Dr. Jaclyn Lee, and let's call back on screen none other than the president of Ariva Academy, Ms. Irish Malonda Samson.
Thank you. Bye.
Hello, Sir Howell. And of course, please allow me first to give our full appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Jaclyn Lee for always supporting Ariva, for giving this opportunity to us, for sharing her expertise, her ideas, her learnings, and to us Filipinos. Thank you so much, Dr. Jaclyn Lee. And of course, for the takeaways, please do share us to our participants. Please do share us your key takeaways for Dr. Jaclyn Lee's session this morning.
All right.
So while we're waiting for that, Sir Howell, what is your the aha moments or the key takeaways that you can share with us?
For me, it's the 3 golden words: learn new things and learn old habits. All the 3 golden words that she has mentioned at the end. But more importantly, when she said that we need to unite the old and the young, I think that strikes a perfect balance and it strikes a chord. And that's an aha moment for me. Because sometimes not only there is a digital divide, there is also a generational divide, which we as HR practitioners need to address, bridge the gap so that we can see them as a unified workforce working together to achieve our new goal as people who are going through and battling this COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes,
What about you, Ms. Irish?
Before that, sir, I would like to read first the takeaway of Ms. Leia. Thank you, Dr. Lee and the Ariva Academy got it. Learn, learn, and relearn. Same with Mr. Howell. Well, for me, of course, for that, I think 45 minutes of talk from Dr. Jaclyn Lee, she gave us a full spectrum of what to expect on this new normal. This is new for us, of course, disruption, how to, she taught the HR professionals how to manage change, manage the disruption that was coming. And for me, I think the best learning that I had is to be coaches and mentors to their organizations.
I agree.
And of course,
this trying times,
learn and relearn.
I agree. In these trying times, the COVID-19 pandemic, and even after the vaccine has been released, maybe by the first quarter of the next year, we'll be going through and struggling with mental health problems. And as mentors and leaders and coaches, we will be there not only to listen, but only to guide them out of such depression. So beautiful.
I
Thank you so
agree.
much,
I
Doctor.
agree with you, Sir Howell. And of course, thank you so much for being our moderator today. Thank you so much
It's
for
always a pleasure. You
always
know, when I'm
supporting
available, I
us.
always say yes.
Okay, and looking forward to see you on our next e-learning session, Sir Howell. Stay safe always,
You too.
and God bless. Thank
You
you.
too, Ma'am
Thank you.
Irish, Madam President. Thanks,
Thanks.
everyone.
And for those of this is not the end of our e-learning session. Please allow me to thank, of course, our following win-win partners. Ariva Academy would like to thank our official media partner, Art Plus Magazine, digital media partners, Focus Media, Globotronics, City Advertising Ventures, Outcome, Elevate Media. For women partners, thank you as well to Brother, Faber-Castell, Gluta-C, Moringa O2, KFC, Mr. Donut, Tokyo Tokyo, Lotus Biscoff, Boss Job, Sir Technology Inc., Finma Properties, Salary Jet, Ilawi Korea, Kittelson and Carpo Consulting, Enchanted Kingdom, Disperse, Cosmotech Philippines Inc., Mind Jump's virtual preschool program. To register your toddlers, please call them at 0906-486-0710 or email them at disacanabi@mindjumps.org. Essential Safety Products PH for your personal protective equipment. For your health and safety compliance requirements, please email them at essentialsafetyph@gmail.com. And if you want to place your ads here, advertise your company, your logo, have a brand exposure to our viewers from Zoom, FB, LinkedIn, and YouTube, please email us at marketing@ariva.com.ph. Again, it's marketing@ariva.com.ph. For our upcoming online learning sessions, please stay on top of our insights and updates. Stay connected. If you want to know more about our upcoming e-learning sessions, please join the Ariva Academy Facebook group, like the Ariva Academy Facebook fan page, follow the Ariva Academy LinkedIn page, and visit our website, www.ariva.com.ph. Again, it's www.ariva.com.ph. And if you want to watch the replay of our e-learning session with Dr. Jaclyn Lee and the previous e-learning sessions that we had previously, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. Again, it's Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. It's a library of e-learning sessions for you and how to cope up with this pandemic. And of course, for our upcoming online learning sessions, we would like to invite you. Of course, this will be later, August 20, in the afternoon, 3 to 5:30, and we will be having Coach Suzette Chapno to discuss managing psychosocial strains during crisis. Please do join us this afternoon. Another virtual masterclass, 6 Accounting for Non-Accountants. This will be on Tuesday next week, August 25. So please do join us and register, and we will be having Mr. Orly Tugo. Another virtual masterclass, Revitalize Lean Inventory Planning, Warehousing, and Stock Control Management in the Post-Pandemic, Wednesday, August 26. Another virtual masterclass, 3.0, Boosting Productivity. Join us with Coach Randy Esguerra to discuss the session, Boosting Productivity, Time Management, Best Practices for Remote Teams, Wednesday, August 26. And of course, we would like to invite you. We will be having international speakers such as Ms. Pip Penfold, Ms. Mila Pascual Nadosu, Coach Edward Bam Santiago, Coach Jojo Apollo, and of course, Mr. Archie in Leong. To be moderated by Ms. Christina Reclamado. Please do join us. People Managers Leadership Summit. This will be next week, Friday. Don't forget, Friday, August 28th. For further details, please visit our website, www.ariva.com.ph. Work smart, not just hard. How to boost your productivity at work. And of course, we will be having the Asia's Millennial Guru, Mr. Jonathan Yabut. This will be on Wednesday, September 2. Again, Wednesday, September 2, 4 to 6 in the afternoon. This is only $799 per participant. Plus, you will be getting one free ebook from Mr. Jonathan Yabut worth 249 pesos. Okay? Another virtual masterclass, and we will be having none other than, of course, Mr. Coach Joselito Jet Nera. This will be on September 3, Thursday. Critical thinking for uncertain times, improving your problem solving and decision making skills. Please do join us. And of course, please do save the dates. This will be on October 26 to 30. Again, October 26 to 30. This is a 5-day virtual journey. We would like to invite you for the Asia's highly anticipated HR learning event, going virtual, of course, the Asia HRD Summit 2020 and the Philippine HR Congress 2020. I'm proud to invite you. This will be the Transcendence, Converging People, Science, and Technology, Reinventing HR, Redefining Experiences in the New Norm. Please do email us at philippine.hr-congress@ariva.com.ph, or you may also visit our website, www.phrc.com.ph. And if you want to invite our Ariva partner speakers and do an exclusive session for your team, e-learning session for your team, for your company, please call me at 0916-6954-418 or email me at irish.arivaacademy@gmail.com. Again, it's irish.arivaacademy@gmail.com. And that's it. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Hope you learned a lot from Dr. Jaclyn Lee, and looking forward to have you again on our next e-learning sessions. Again, this is Irish Malonda Samson. In Ariva, it's all about being better. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you.